Hey guys, Siri here from Blender Bros. Welcome back, and let's finish this, or at least try to finish this in this video. Now, I've noticed something that, I think I prefer this cut here to be a little bit more slopey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift 2, and I'm going to grab this cutter, right? Now, since this cutter here has a bevel applied, I'll show you how to fix it. We're going to select these with Control and this one, and then we're going to press Alt-A and right. And we're going to turn around, and here with Control and Alt-A and left. And then we're going to press here and 1, here and Control here and 1. And you got clean mesh. Now we can grab this edge, go back here to full view, GZ, move it up a little bit like that. We could grab this edge and move it a little bit forward as well, and then bevel it. It's going to be better. Okay, something like this. And then we cut it again. So shift click here, Control minus, and boom. Now what we need to be very careful about is that we cannot cut too close to this end of the bevel, because there's a bevel here. There's a bevel starting here, right, on this mesh. You see what I mean? So we can't cut too close. So we need to move this cutter a little bit forward. Okay, somewhere here. Okay. And see how it looks. It looks pretty decent. Maybe even deeper than that. Somewhere here, okay? Somewhere here. That's fine. And we're good to go. Now, I'm not sure if this cutter was smoothed out. So let's smooth it and auto smooth it. Perfect. Select this one and move this boolean on top. There we go. Let's apply it. Now you see that we ran the chamfer here. So we first need to remove this one, okay? So let's grab all of these points with Control, right? Select one of these and Alt-A and move it down, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this edge in the middle, okay? Here, and dissolve it, right? So dissolve it, right? Then we're gonna grab this edge. There's a certain order of doing things, okay, with bevels. Control B that, right? And then we're gonna scroll to create a chamfer. And then we can grab this edge again, right? And chamfer it a little bit here, like that. Okay, cool. How we looking? Let's just press Shift 2. Yeah, see, that's much better, sort of echoes this shape here. Let's move the origin point back to, the cursor back to origin, so here. And Shift A, another cylinder. And I think faulty is fine. It's quite dense, but it's fine. And we're going to move it somewhere here and move it on the x-axis over here. Make it a bit big, and that will do. And we're going to scale it down and move it somewhere here, okay? Like this. Control A, apply scale, right click, shade smooth, and auto smooth. And actually, let's make it a bit more fat and a bit shorter and move it deeper here. So there's a space here, okay? Somewhere here, right? There's a gap here, and there's a space here. Let's go to edit mode and chamfer this. Then we're going to Control R here to the loop, click, right click, and then scale it like this. Before we do anything, we need to cut it in, right? So we're going to Shift D and scale it, and then click here and Control minus, select this bit, and move the boolean on top. Perfect. We can actually apply this, and we're going to run a chamfer here like that. Cool. This one is okay. So go to edit mode, select everything, select mesh and symmetrize, right? Let's copy modifiers from the wheel. So select the wheel with Shift and Control C and copy modifiers. And then we're gonna, on top of it, select this one, and we're gonna add a mirror, okay? And we're going to mirror this across to the other side, right? And let's move this mirror above weighted normal, sorry. Cool. Let's grab this and insert it a little bit and extrude it. And, we can run another chamfer here. So Alt click and just Control B. And then, with this loop here, let's select it with Alt, Control B that, and we can actually Shift D this, all right? P, selection, object mode, click that, and go to solidification, all right? Solidify this, move this above bevel, above everything, and solidify it outside, okay? A little bit like that. and let's just, you know, apply this. All right, so apply this and alt click here and just drop a small chamfer. Then let's grab another loop here and another loop here. Shift alt click, Control B, E, cancel with right mouse button, Alt S, move your mouse down. Okay, and that will do. All right, cool. Select this, cutters. So now with this done, what we need is Shift 2, and let's grab this cutter here, this one, and Shift D and Z and move it up. Scale it in a little bit, and, you know, Control minus. And, you know, we need to move this up a little bit. So, GZ here, there we go. And then let's grab this and move it above, like that. Cool. And let's apply that. Okay. And then we're gonna grab this all around, right, and create a chamfer, but we got a problem here. The cutter, this is an interesting thing, okay? I want you to pay attention to it. This is important. If you go to a cutter, right, this cutter has this loop on top of it. You see that loop here? And this loop was transferred to the mesh. So because the cutter had this loop inside, this loop was transferred here onto the mesh. And when I was trying to run a chamfer, it didn't let me. So you need to be very, very careful on the geometry on your cutter, because it will get transferred onto your main mesh. So let's dissolve this, and then, you know, I can select this with Control here all around, right? And then I can run a chamfer. You see what I mean? Select everything, mesh, select everything, mesh, and symmetrize. Okay. Cool. So let's grab this and let's grab a face, insert it a little bit, insert it here and extrude it, and Shift Control B, and we're going to scroll the mouse to create this kind of a capacitor, whatever it is, and then insert this thing in here in the middle, drop it and scale it a little bit, right? And then we're gonna grab this top here, this one, and we're going to bevel this. Let's just scroll to, so I don't know, 8 of them. It's enough. Okay, it's kind of a thing which looks pretty cool. And Shift 2, and we're gonna grab another cylinder, so cylinder, and we're gonna introduce maybe, I would say, 30 of them. And you know, just let's grab it and move it here, extend it and rotate it and move it to the side, and RZ to rotate it on Z axis like this. Okay, and then GX and move it in, right? So what I'm going for here is kind of like a element that sticks on the side, okay, out of this, you know, out of this chassis. So somewhere here like that, pointing down, okay? This is kind of like what I'm going for. GZZ, and you can move it inside here. So, you know, make sure that there is a bit here sticking out, okay? Now, let's right click and shade smooth and auto smooth. And I want to tell you that this is gonna play havoc with our bevel here with this kind of like a slope. So if you want to go easy mode, you know, put it on a flat surface, okay? But this is gonna be a bit more challenging. I want to show you how to tackle, you know, some sort of, you know, shading issues. GZZ, let's just move it a bit in. I want to show you how to tackle shading issues in this kind of a situation, okay? Because it's kind of tricky, right? So let's see how this looks. Let's just rotate it a bit like this. Actually, this is pretty cool. So first of all, what we need to do is add some loops. So we need to add a lot of them, okay? The more loops you have, the less shading distortions you're gonna have. And here, you know, we could do the same thing, okay? So we could just add some loops, all right? Okay, now we're gonna need them, all right? And then with this one and this one, Control plus. Control plus is a additive boolean. We're gonna simply add this geo to the other geo and sort of merge them together, right? So I'll move it on top, and we got additive boolean. This one, cutters. And now we need to apply this and fix the topology. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So let's grab that and apply the boolean, right? Let me see that. Yeah, we're gonna have some stuff to fix here. So the way it works, guys, is really simple, okay? You need to always understand how the topology flows. So again, these loops here, right, they support the shape of this barrel, of this cylinder. These support the shape of this slope. So you need to be respective on, you know, you need to respect these curvatures. So let's go to occlude, and it's gonna be a little bit, you know, disorienting, but we can do this. And like, for example, you got situations like this here, you know, when where edge is falling kind of at a weird angle towards this this wall here. So what we could do technically, we could run a knife cut here across. Okay, so we could go to the top view like this, grab a knife cut and run it from here, press C, and run it like this here, and press space. It's gonna go across, right? Across. The problem is it's gonna across all the way down. All right, so you gotta be careful. So I need to remove this, and I think the rest is fine. So you see, go all the way down here. And in fact, what we're gonna do, we're gonna extend it from here. So press K for knife, and let's run it here and here. And let me see, here, and that's okay. All right, and now we can clean this. Okay, so this is kind of like a security loop, you know, kind of security parameter that's gonna help us with the shading. So for example, this could be combined together into one, you know, this could be merged, this could be merged here, so one, and this could be dissolved. This we don't need at all, so we could just dissolve this, right? And then here, you know, I'll be honest that we could do something like this, you know, one, and then we don't really need this one. We could do something like this, and then this could be combined into one. This could be combined into one, and you know, this we don't need. These two could be combined into one as well. So somewhere here, these could be combined into one. This is a disaster, so let's just combine them. Combine these to this one, and maybe not. Let's just GG and move it outside, and combine this with Shift 1, remove this. This one could stay. Shift 1, move this one a little bit here. Combine these, because that's a disaster. On the bottom you cannot see here, so it doesn't really matter, you know. That doesn't really matter on the bottom over there. And here, let me see that. It's not a complete disaster, but you know, it could be worse. There are poles in here, but that's okay. I mean, you can't really see the shading. There's a shading breakage here, which we need to fix. So Shift 1 and combine them with 1, Shift 1, and you're good. Shift, you know, 1 or Shift 1. Should be fine. Same here, you know, this could be combined. These could be combined. These two could be combined. And these two could be combined. And these two as well, okay? So just a little bit, you know, cleaning, and it helps with shading. It's never gonna be perfect because there's quite a lot of, you know, angle shifts in here, but you can get close to clean shading. And this is mirrored, so we don't have to worry about it, right? So it should be fine. And then, you know, if you increase bevel, if you want to increase bevel, you need to just simply disable clamping, right? And then you can make this bevel a little bit more, you know, more thick here. So kind of, you know. So now here, we can just, you know, grab that. And we need to remove some of these because they're going to be interfering. So hold Alt and Shift and just dissolve them. Grab this bit here. GG and move it a little bit in. Control B. And bevel it like this. And then, you know, insert it and extrude it. And then grab that. And Control B, and there we go. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a plane, okay? And the plane, move it somewhere here. Go to vert mode, okay, and press Shift 1 to combine all verts into one. Move this vert in here, right? I want you to see that, so GX, move it in here. Move it somewhere here. Inside of this shape, okay? Kind of here, okay? And then we're going to extrude it, right? So extrude it here, 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 E, and that will do. And then we're gonna sort of, you know, build a shape here, okay? So I'm gonna build it like this, like this, like this, and like this, right? And this one needs to go here. So this cable kind of goes around, sort of curves here. And here you're gonna go a little bit higher, so like that. There we go. And then we're gonna convert it to, you know, to a curve, right? So we're going to, first of all, select all the vertices and Shift Control B to split them, okay? We're gonna split them into two, so we're gonna have more points, okay? And we're going to select everything, right click and edge, loop tools and relax to relax this curve a little bit so it's more flowy. And then we're gonna go to object and we're going to convert it to curve and then go here and geometry and under bevel here, under depth, we're just gonna simply scale it, okay, to create a cable. And then press Ctrl 1 to subdivide it. And there you go, right click and sheet smooth. And we're going to leave it like that actually. That's fine. Now here, what we could do, this is still a curve, it's not a geo, right? So we could still, you know, manipulate with it a little bit. So we could kind of curve it a little bit here, a little bit better. So just press G and move it, okay? It's subdivided, so it's going to actually respond really nicely to you know, manipulation, okay? Something like that, right? It's a bit too thick, so, you know, make it a bit smaller. So it kind of fits these openings and kind of goes inside here. Now this part here could be a little bit thicker, so what we can do is, you know, Control A and apply visual geometry to mesh, so here, and this is going to be turned to mesh. You can grab this one and scale it, but before we do that, let's grab this loop and Control B that, select this loop here with Alt and scale it, and you're going to create something like this, which is pretty cool, okay? And then we're going to go to Auto Smooth, and we're gonna grab the bevel here, right? Auto Smooth needs to have a different value, so let's go here and change it to 60. And now the bevel needs to have a different value too, so let's go with 50, that's okay. And we're gonna select these two loops, right? Right click, and we're going to add a bevel weight, okay? And we're gonna switch here from angle to weight. In fact, we're gonna be subdividing this by 1, so we don't really need Auto Smooth. So we're gonna turn off Auto Smooth because we don't need it for subdivision. And we're going to run a subd modifier, okay? 1 is enough, so it's gonna smooth it out really nicely, okay? And then we're going to mirror it, so, you know, let's grab a mirror. So, mirror. And there you go, you got a cable, which is pretty cool, kind of like a bent cable. This is subdivided, okay, so what you can do now, you can actually deform it. So watch this. I can grab this bit here and press this button here, or press O for proportional editing. When I press G, you're gonna see this circle, and if you're gonna increase the radius of the circle, you're gonna increase the radius of the area you're actually affecting. And I can do something like this. You can kind of, you know, remodel it a little bit, and because we have subdivision going on here, you can even increase it. You know, it kind of flows really nicely, so we kind of smoothen it out. Here we could just drop it a little bit down, like this, and just remember to turn this proportional editing off, because, you know, it's gonna cause problem, okay? So just go to edit mode, press O to turn it off, and you're good to go. So now another thing we need to do, we need to create these sort of, you know, pincers here, but we can do this in the next video. And in the next video also, we're going to be running some details on the mesh and kind of like finalizing everything, making sure everything is fine. We're almost done, guys, and now we're just gonna do some tiny little, like maybe mid-size or tertiary details here and there, just to spice it up a bit. Maybe some kind of like a vent here. So I'll show you how to do it. It's really cool and fun, and it's gonna add a bit more spice to the design. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.